I'm not usually speechless, as you all know, but what a game. And looking at a stat sheet, we shouldn't have won it, obviously, and Texas is so talented. And yet we just had this never say die attitude, and we just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I think this team has really found itself to be a really good team. And I don't mean good because we won a Big 12 championship. I mean a good team because they cover for each other, they help each other, they believe in each other. They never quit on each other, and they never have a second of doubt, even when it doesn't seem possible. And as you all know, and you're probably going to ask how we've gotten this far, we had some choices to make, and I think we made some pretty darn good ones.
Jennie, your offensive rebounding won you this game.
Well, it had to, because our shooting percentage didn't. And but that's what I mean. I mean, even at the end of the game, and it's, every one of those, we were just on the floor. Even when we didn't get it, even when we fouled, even when, something happened, we really wanted it. In that first quarter, you could tell Texas came in, they threw the first, second, third punch. We were completely on our heels. And you take that 10 minutes out, and it's a different basketball game. But you don't get to do that. And so I feel like we responded well after that. And then in the end, I think we just kept going.
Lexy, walk us through that last sequence that ended with your shot.
Honestly, I think I ended up in the right place, the right time getting there, but I think we just continued as a team to just keep playing hard. And we've been talking about in practice, just finish plays, and I think that was a gutsy win on everyone's part. So I think I just happened to be there, and they were giving me confidence, just keep shooting. So I think, honestly, right place, right time, but amazing save by Sky. Absolutely amazing save.
Did it feel good when it left your hands?
Yeah, but I think the other ones felt good too, so I was hoping it went in.
You're normally pretty calm. It doesn't seem like you get too hype about anything, but I mean, what are the emotions after that kind of shot and then after you get the stop defensively?
A lot of emotions. I don't even know how to describe them. It was a lot of excitement, honestly. We've battled together as a team. This whole season's been about ourselves, been about growing together, being connected, and we were so connected today.
Jennie, I know Skylar maybe didn't show up in the box score a ton, but she comes up with the saved ball. She gets the defensive stop on the other end. How big was she for you guys? And then, she also was dealing, it seemed like, with an injury during the game.
Right. Sky's always huge. And I thought it was really impressive in the first half. I thought Payton really stepped up when Sky was gone. And it wasn't, obviously, I know she scored, but I think it was more than that. I think she talked. I think she just was like, okay, this is where we're at. This is what we're going to have to be able to do. Because everybody, there were a lot of fouls called. There's a lot of charges. There's all these things, right? And so I feel like we need to do a better job of handling that. But at the same time, I felt like we did a great job of handling that. And I think Sky has led us in that, because Sky has grown so much in just staying steady and just keep playing and just stay in the moment. And when she does that, she gives that confidence and that edge to everybody else to do the same thing. She falls down, she misses a shot, but she keeps going. And so she has led us more in that capacity than even hitting the big shot.
Jennie, there's 4.5 seconds left. The time's called. I think they call it. What are you telling your team defensively at that point?
First, I was really mad at my son because we were literally in the car on the way over, and he says, the worst thing? When you're up one and there's 5 seconds left. Yeah, that's what he says in the car on the way over. No, I think, for real. I know. And he's like, I predicted it. I was like, don't be so happy. But yeah, and so that was the first thought, and I was like, okay. And then you pray, and then no. Actually, yes, but I know we all do. But no, I think we've gone over so many end-of-game situations, and we faced a lot of those situations where you have to get a stop. And so I think we were really convicted. Now, it was hard not having Payton in, right? And so then you were in different positions than maybe what you normally are in. But I think that's what Kennedy Tucker provides too, is that she can be in multiple positions. So I felt really good about what we needed to do, and we also knew if they were going to hit a good shot, then they're going to hit a good shot. But you still have to be there. You still have to talk. You still have to be able to get the rebound. You still have to be able to do all those things. And so I thought they read it really well. I thought Skylar went over to double really well. And because Madison Booker is so good. She's very, very good. And so you kind of knew that it was going to go to her. But we were in end game situations there too. So we knew some of them. We didn't know that one. But that's it. I mean, we knew what we were in. We knew we needed to talk. And we knew we had to do it together.
Coach, it seemed like your defense was at its strongest in the fourth quarter. I know they were missing a couple of players there late, but what do you think led to that? It seemed like you made some adjustments on the defensive side. What was kind of the goal of those?
Yeah, I mean, we zoned a little bit more in the second half. I mean, Booker was really hurting us, and I feel like we tried to make some of those. But again, I think she hit some really tough shots. And then we started to foul too much. And so then we started putting him on the free throw line. So we did go to the zone a little bit. But then we gave up a couple of words on that too. So that's, you kind of have to pick some of your poison in that. But I feel like it was less about that and what kind of defense we were in. I think we've also gotten to where we're comfortable in those situations because we've been in so many of them. And we've won some and we haven't won some. And so that's where I think we just continue to learn and grow. That's it.
Lexy and Payton, you guys were down double digits first quarter, third quarter, I think even fourth quarter. What does it say about the resiliency of this team to just continue to fight and battle back?
I think it just shows the trust that we have in each other, like you said. We were down. Skylar went down with an injury, or we didn't know whether she's coming back or not, but I think it was just kind of like double down and trust in each other, trust people that we had there, and trust the play calls we had, trust our defense. And so I feel like we work all year on trust and building our chemistry, and so that's what we can rely on in games like that.
I think our connectedness just showed. It was the next man up, and playing for the person that went down, and I think that's what kind of gave us a spark. Honestly, just wanted to get that for Sky.
You both are transfers. Is this what you come here for? Is to win a Big 12 title? And how does that feel?
I mean, it feels great. I think the best thing about playing here is that I play with a smile on my face, and I can play for representing things like my faith. And so I think it's just easy to play when you can just be loose and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you need transfers to win a Big 12 or this and that, but the tradition here is amazing, and everyone knows that. This program's amazing. This team's amazing. Playing against them, I knew that going into it, and so what, like P said, what you play for is so much bigger than the end result.
Jennie, you spoke yesterday about the community that you want to build around this program, and as the clock hits zero, this place goes crazy. Where does that wash over you, or how in that moment out there?
Yeah, that made me speechless too, because you could feel it. And you know what? There was at one point in the game where I'm upset, and I turned to our bench because I'm trying not to show too much being upset about something, right? And then our fans are cheering. They're not booing, they're not yelling at the ref. I mean, I'm sure they did, but they were just in it with us. And that to me was a huge step forward for where we're at building a women's basketball fan base, is that they were in it with us and cheering. And they're on their feet, and they just willed that win. I really feel like that. And it was less about, we talked about this all day yesterday, where I didn't want people to come and have be Texas horns down and all that. That doesn't drive us. We have a bigger purpose of what drives us. And I feel like our fans really did that today. I feel like they were just in it with us, and they were here with us.
Jennie, what kind of confidence does this kind of win give, put you in this team when it comes to the offense is struggling for a lot of game turnovers, but you guys find different ways to win, in a big game against a tough opponent. What does that do for this team moving forward?
Well, again, you look at this game, and I don't know if it's necessarily a confidence builder. It's more of anything can happen. So you got to keep going, regardless of what the scoreboard says. And if you look at the stat sheet, we shouldn't have won this game. Right? Now, there's one stat that's really good, and it's rebounding, right? But we turned it over too much. We didn't shoot that well. We didn't have enough movement. We had way too many, our free throws weren't even great, and they have 28 free throws on your home floor So there's a lot of those things that didn't go that well. And so I think the biggest thing for us, and I think we've had a lot of those, where, you know, you've been down 10 and it's like, okay, well, let's figure out how to come back, you know, and it can't be one person, it's gotta be all of us. And then we've had some where we've been up some and other people have come back. And so I think this is just another one of those where it's a game of basketball, it's a beautiful game. You just gotta keep playing, and you gotta play because you love it, not because you have to.
Last year you had, you know, the big three, and it kind of made sense that you could win a Big 12 championship. They all leave.
There's a compliment in this, right?
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
then Scott goes down with injury. Probably no one thought this was even possible, but just, what does it mean to get here to this point, to do it back to back?
I'm really, proud that we didn't quit in December. And I'm really proud, and when I say we, the players aren't gonna quit, they're gonna follow whatever we do. And when it's we, it's not just as a coach, it's our academic advisor, it's our athletic trainer, it's our strength coach, it's our marketing people, it is, I mean, you name it, the number of people that impact these women on a daily basis. And when things like that don't go well, people don't talk well. It's you guys in the room and the story that you're sharing out there. That's why we're doing this. It's not because of X's and O's coaching. Hell, every time out I felt like we turned it over in what we were calling, you know, and we struggled in some of that, but it's those people that we stayed together to allow them to grow and to keep going. And a lot of times you don't have that, because I tell you what, when I was at Drake, there were like 4 people I managed. When I come here, now all of a sudden they're coming out of everywhere, the number of people that touch our student athletes. And so those are the people that matter. Those are the people, it's your dietitian who's with them and the student workers that she has. It's obviously, everybody knows athletic trainers, everybody knows the strength coaches, but it's all of those people that have a hand every single day. It's our psychological resources. You know, it's those people every single day. It's our administration that continues to believe in us, to allow us to believe in them, because a lot of people had us packing our bags in December. You know, not just them. And again, we get comments like that all the time, where we don't care about what other people think. We know we have one person to answer to, and that's it. And so we know that. And so we're very convicted in that. And so then we get to play this game that we like playing. And then we get to do it with people that like we didn't really know and might not have really liked a year ago, but now we're a team. This is, and I said this last year, this is what America's supposed to be. We're supposed to learn from each other, we're supposed to challenge each other, we're supposed to fall down, roll up our sleeves, look in the mirror, own our stuff, and move forward. And you have to have positive people around you. And we are so lucky that we have so many positive people around us that keep believing in us. So that's why all of this has happened. It's because of all of those people that you're never going to even know their names. But we know, and they know.
Anything else, guys?
You guys, thank you for filling this room today.